Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I am coming at you League of Legends and I am playing with a pre-made 5-man team. I'll be jungling a Skarner. We have Wukong, Ezreal, Cassiopeia, and Sona. We against Broloff, Taric, Talon, Draven, and Elise. Now, a couple things. First off, this team we had faced just prior to this game. We had faced them in another one. And they did beat us. They beat us. We basically also helped throw the game away. In terms of, well, we would walk into bushes. We'd get picked off. We'd put ourselves in 3v5 situations because of it. We couldn't hold the line, and we did it constantly. So it didn't work out very well for us. And another thing, I'm probably going to speed through a lot of this game. It is almost 55 minutes long. And a lot of the action happens towards the latter part of the game. Give me one second. So that's pretty much how it's going to go. Now, in this one, I found myself in a position I'm not normally in, and that's being the field general, talking to my team saying, go here, go there, don't do this, all right, we can't see, we don't know where all 5 of them are, so don't go near a bush unless you know it's absolutely safe, things like that. So it was interesting, and they are trying to invade us. They move in a little too early, and, and normally you wouldn't have guards in the places we did, but fortunately we did have the guards and we were able to get out. And I will be picking off their blue instead. And the interesting part is they don't take my blue. Elise does show up, but it doesn't matter. We've already got the blue. Now, for this game, I'm actually going to be jungling a lot, not ganking much. Not being able to start boots has really made it difficult to gank in the beginning of the game, and I'm actually not appreciative that Riot changed that. And Ezreal managing to pick up first blood, and then picking up Taric as well, and I don't know, I think I was headed bot lane and I looked and I saw, oh hey look, my blue's still here. But, yeah, and I make a massive blunder right here. Yeah, I should not have flashed. My flashing was completely idiotic. There was probably no way I would have killed her even if I caught her. So I really just screwed myself over right there. But it's not terrible. I picked up the Spirit Stone and I've got boots now. But I'm not saying you can't gank at early levels. I've been ganked at early levels. I've been ganked at level 2 by a Cho'Gath. So it is possible, but with some champions, Talon finds out he's not going to beat me. At least not at the health that he's at. Trying to think. Oh, and actually, I don't know. I made the mistake. I think Ezreal got first blood, and then that's it. And then everyone else is getting picked off. I'm not 100% sure at this point. I don't know where I'm going. I just woke up, but we'll get through it anyways. So yeah, Ezreal getting picked off again. And we're down 5-2 right now. Not in a very great position for an early start, but definitely not something we can't come back from. Now, a couple things contribute to us winning this game, and I'm just gonna spoil it out right now. Number one, patience. As I find Elise, and she might be able to beat me 1v1, so I went to drag her back to the tower. I probably, in all due honesty, could have beaten her as they go after Wukong, and there we go. I managed to pick off Elise, and they do get Wukong. He bleeds out, but he picks up Talon as well, so 2-for-1 kill. Not a terrible thing. And I'm going to push up the lane here, push it away from the tower. Probably could have pushed it further, and I really should have. but for some reason I didn't. As you see, I would have had plenty of time to pick off another wave and get some damage on the tower. Maybe even take the tower out. But our Sona picking up the kill down bottom, and we do get the mid tower. So I've already got my Boots of Ganking, and I'm going for this Spirit of the Golem. Works really, really well on Skarner. He's one of the junglers that don't need a Wriggles, because he already has a really good clear as it is. Now, not to hurt the Cassiopeia's feelings here, but I kind of, triaged the blue because, well, Cass was just struggling and having a little bit of trouble, and they're trying to, they're actually trying to camp the Cass with Olaf. He's like camping mid, and unfortunately, yeah, she will go down. Cass will go down, but I'll pick up Elise in return, and Olaf blows his ulti to get away because he wouldn't have been able to beat me. But I didn't have my ulti. He probably could have easily gotten away, but who knows? He lives, so it doesn't matter for him. As I just push the wave out. Back to home. Here we go. Ezreal picking up Talon, and Wukong. Ezreal picking up Taric, and Wukong picks up Talon up top. Man, I'm terrible with that. So many times I call out the wrong names of champions. Like the last game I commentated, I kept calling Graves Rise for some reason. That makes sense. There we go. Spirit of the Ancient Golem is now mine. I also pick up a Sapphire Crystal. I'm actually going to build the Iceborne Gauntlet next. The AP on it. And, yeah, Talon gets Wukong in return, unfortunately, but we have managed to tie the kills up at the very least right now. So, I believe... No, this isn't where they do it. But, yeah, they pick up the dragon, and then all of them come from behind. And they just go right after... poor Sona, but even then, they almost die for their actions. But if they want to pick our support off, well, okay. You'll see here in just a second. They leave poor Taric to defend this turret by himself, and I'm like, you know what? You want to take our support, we're going to take yours. And unfortunately, I have this habit of walking backwards too far. I do get stunned, but Ezreal picks up Taric, and unfortunately takes a couple turret hits, but it won't stop him. I'm telling Ezreal, don't stop here, don't... I just gotta be honest, this Ezreal was beyond frustrating at times. And Cass gets nice and aggressive here, flashes over the wall, puts the ignite, and she's going to drop backwards, but she's not going to get away. I shouldn't have flashed there. There was no need for it. There we go. Cass is poisoned, picks up the kill on Elise. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, patience. One of the things that won us this game, being patient. Forcing them to come to us to fight on our terms, on our ground. Not walking into towers, not walking into bushes, not walking into traps, keeping in mind we can't see the 5 of them, so we better not go into a situation that could put us in that kind of bad spot, So yeah, as you see, Olaf's been camping. I'm being signaled to fall back, and I'm not being signaled to fall back. There's them signaling that I'm there. And Olaf goes bottom, and I'm wanting to help Cass, and then it kind of hits me. Olaf's going to head bottom. I didn't actually see him head bottom. You only saw it because of what I'm on. But he did head bottom. And yeah, You might think that's stupid. The reality is, it was, but I really wanted Olaf just to burn his ulti and drive him out of the lane. Yes, my ulti's gone, his ulti's gone, but and a nice ulti by Cass, and Ez picking up on it, managing to clip Elise and putting us back in that, and putting us in a 4v3 situation right now. And yeah, we're gonna take the tower here. There we go.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So we pick off their tower as well as getting Elise, so that worked out in our favor. That's something else we didn't do as well. They would go and they would pull group ganks like that, and we wouldn't try and group up for defense, and that kind of hurt us. Last game we were spread out too much and got, like I said, got caught out too much. So playing slow and patient in this game really made the difference for us. But the other thing that made the difference for us, you're going to see come up in the latter part of the game, and that's we have a much better late game team fighting comp than they do. And you're going to see Talon make a frustrating escape here. But I'll let you watch this, because to me there's like no way he should have gotten away like this. If my crystal armor had come up again, I would have been able to catch him, but unfortunately it didn't. And yeah, they gank bottom again. And they're going to push up this way, and they're going to get a couple towers, I believe. I believe they're going to get both towers. And they're going to go and get Dragon. Now this is going to give them a bit of an advantage in terms of getting Dragon, but we do manage to get I can't talk. To extract a little bit of revenge. Just right now, waiting for the rest of the team to show up, and here they are. And yep, 2 kills. They do pick up Cass, but 3 kills. 4 kills. We pick up a 4-for-1 at the Dragon. And a couple killing spree ends going out there for Ezreal, so they get 2 towers and a Dragon, so that worked better for them in terms of team goal, but we picked up 4 kills, and we're going to pick up this tower right here. Now, yeah, 3 were up, 2 were coming up. I didn't want to push the next tower, so I was telling my team, you know, time to back off, guys. We're not going to get the next tower. We need to play this slowly. But you might have already gotten the idea now, if you look at our team comp, or if not, maybe that team fight gave you a clue. We have so much more CC. We have so much more CC. You have my pull, you have Sona ult, you have Cass's ult, and you have Wukong's ult. On their side, they do have one guy that can ignore all that in Olaf, but only one. And they have a Taric stun, and they have an Elise lockdown. And in this situation here, I'm going to pause it. I was telling my team to come up this way by the wall, and a couple of them went this way, and because of that, Sona got picked off. And I was telling them go the long way, and he didn't listen. So Wukong and I are going to make a heroic stand at this point. And yeah, we both end up dying because of it, but I feel like it delayed them long enough, and the fact that they lost Olaf behind the tower to Ezreal, that they're not going to be able to get another tower. I believe if we had just let them take that and fallen back, things might not have gone so well. I'm not sure. Could have gone either way. Could have said we could have fallen back and defended the tower, but I really didn't want to try and let that tower go. And I was hoping the ones behind us would be able to come up and help in time, but it didn't work out that way. But it still, I feel like, kept them off our tower, which wasn't terrible. And something else that's really going to help here is, quite honestly, builds. Let me do a little bit of rearranging here. Our builds versus their builds. A couple of them, I was wondering, at the very least, Olaf, I was wondering what he's building. Because Olaf becomes a non-threat in the latter part of the game. So, yeah, we're going to drive him off our tower, and Ezreal out for whatever reason. And they catch Ezreal. Let's back this up and slow this down. As they try to initiate on Ezreal here. And I immediately come out forward and don't do anything. But I grabbed Draven at that point and pull him into the tower. And that ends him. Cass flashing out. Wukong ulti going. And Cass goes down, but we pick up 2 in return. And we're also going to get Taric. And now the chase is on for Elise. Sona should have never just kept going forward. She should have doubled back, but... yeah, if I can just get on Elise, she's not going anywhere. And picking up the ace, very little health on Wukong there. But we do manage to pick up the ace. Going 3 for 5 in that one. Would have been 2 for 5 if, I think, if Sona had gone backwards. Because we wouldn't have had to chase Elise. I don't know why I've got this going so slow now. I want to push the next tower, but it's not happening. And oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Watch how close this comes. Ooh, tickled the tail on that one, man. Ezreal, random Ezreal ulti going by again. Oh boy. So at this point, I'm working for the bulwark. And unfortunately we give up another dragon. And we're going to do something real stupid here. Bad engage. Really bad engage on our part. And I honestly thought I got out of Elise's range, but no. And I end up paying dearly for it. So that was really poor on our part. And trying to hold them off and actually kind of managing to drive them back. They're low health, but there's still 5 of them. But it looks like they will back off. They're going to try and take the center tower at this point. But Cass is there to help keep them back. And we managed to hold our tower for now. Not in the best of positions. We're down 4 kills, we're down 2 towers, and we're down a couple dragons at this point. But again, I really feel like, you know, just be patient. Don't walk into bushes when we can't see them. You know, come and force them to come and fight on our terms. And in the long run, stalling them and hopefully frustrating them, which is what I was actually working to do, played in our favor. As we have a ward there so that we know they're on that side. I don't care about losing race, and I realize that they're headed for our top tower, and this time everybody goes the right way. So we're able to engage them under our tower, and there's that ulti, and I see that Talon gets frozen up nice and close to the tower. So I grab him and pull him in, and the team focuses him, immediately putting him down. And then the Wukong ulti comes in, and yeah, I think Olaf's gonna barely get out, but we also pick up release as Olaf barely survives. As Tarek's just gonna, be annoying, and we're gonna chase him down, and there we go. Picking him up as well, and I told my team right now, you know what? No, we just killed 3 of them. Baron. We're doing Baron right now. And I didn't agree with the fact that they went up there with Draven, but Draven was probably going to try for the steal with his ulti. And at that range, he might have gotten it off, so it benefited our team that he went and that they went and drove him out. At first I didn't agree with it, but now that I see it, it wasn't a bad move. But I did have Smite, and I do know how to use it, so I've picked up the Bulwark at this point. I'm going just like full-on tank, and I don't know what they were thinking at this point. We have Baron. We've beaten them in most of our team fights. And there we go again. Talon gets frozen, and we just blow him up. And there's the twin race slowing at least down again, and we pick her off. Now, rather than go and try and fight at the tower, where we'd have to be up against 3 of them while they stall for the rest to spawn, we go for Dragon. Again, I love this. They actually listened. I can't tell you how many times it's been frustrating. It's like, let's get Dragon, and they're like, no. We're going to try and push for the tower. And it's like, there's enough of them to actually keep us from the tower to where we may get nothing. So why don't we just... deciding to back off there. So that why don't we just go for the goal that we know we can get? That being Dragon. And they actually came and got Dragon. So instead of not getting anything, we picked up 190 gold, or at least possibly not getting anything. That was so refreshing. I can't even begin to tell you. Now, I should have communicated with Sona, because she's picked up an Aegis as well, but it's not terrible to have. Okay, the cross buff doesn't work, but I still get 400 health, 20 armor, and 30 magic resist out of it. So, again, not a terrible thing to have. And not to mention, my team benefits from the stronger aura, at least I think. And here they go again, pushing our tower. Their strategy wasn't bad to constantly group up and try and push the tower, but all I can say is in the long run, it didn't benefit them. And there they go for the top again, and so then we transfer up, going the safe way with all of us together. Not sure what Olaf was thinking, but he has to use his ulti to bail out. And we're going to lose our inner mid turret, but not terrible again. We didn't lose anybody. One major mistake we made last game is we checked on Baron, and Baron, they weren't doing it. And several of us, including myself, had teleported back to base, and it was right at that time that the other team started to do Baron, and we were too far out to get there before Baron fell, so it was a really bad time to teleport back. Fortunately, none of that happened this game. So again, right now, we're just being patient. We're working on farming. Lanes are pushing in our favor. So we're working on just farming things out. We're working on little ward clearing. As you can see, they're all sitting here right now, wasting their time trying to pull up a trap. And we're not going to fall into it. We don't have a ward, so we're just waiting for a ward at this point. As Cass keeps using her poison to check Baron without aggravating it, and they fall back, unfortunately, at the right time. And then they kind of let us know they're there with that Olaf axe. But we get our ward on Baron, so we're happy enough to let them sit there and camp. They try and pick off Cassiopeia there, but it doesn't work out. They don't manage to get it. And an engagement that almost goes bad for us. But, here, I'll let you see. Perhaps back a little too far. As you can see, almost going bad for us, but Ezreal manages to get out. And then the castle maybe didn't need it, but better safe than sorry. Helps everyone escape. And they decide, oh, this is a great time to do Baron. Well, just because castle ult's down doesn't mean the Sona ult is. And so I'm telling these guys to come around the side, and we drive them off Baron. And I grab Taric, you know, forcing a team fight. And screw it, let's back up and watch this in slow motion because there's just too much action going on. And grabbing Taric may not have been the best idea, especially I didn't back up any further. I didn't realize I wasn't clicking where I needed to be. But, you know, there goes down the Wukong ulti, crossing up with the Sona ulti. And I'm focusing on Elise because Elise is trying to get Ezreal right now. And there's Talon as well, as you see the fight going on over here with Wukong against 2. But we get Talon, we get Elise, the 2 big threats on their team right now. And Draven does survive, but Olaf's not going... Well, Olaf is, but Taric's not going to. At least I think Olaf is. There's a stand aside. Oh, maybe Taric does get away. I try and flash into him, but I don't know if I can catch him. Yeah, actually Taric does get away. But funny enough, watch what happens up top here. Just wait. Just wait. Oh, I'm recalling. I'm recalling. No, you're not. Hi. Die. Yeah, he had almost no health, but still thought it was funny. The support managed to find him and pick him off. Now, I wanted them to do Baron right now, and there's only 2 of them left, and there's 3 of us. We could easily do this. Watch what happens, and this kind of gives you the idea of just how infuriating this was. In comes Taric and Draven. You know, look. We could have easily killed both of them and continued to take Baron, you know, as the teams were spawning, but Ezreal just jumped out, and then I'm telling Ezreal, you know, leave Baron alone at this point. You know, we've lost it. So frustrating. He just... Oh no, I got stunned. I must arcane shift over the wall, and it's like, why? Sona ult. We had Sona ult. We had Skarner ult. There was no need. We could have killed them both. But, yeah. So I've picked up the Sunfire Cape now, giving me some extra armor. So I get a lot of armor and a little bit of magic resist. But I really need to bump up my magic resist at this point. Just based on Elise, if nothing else. So I forget what I was going to work for next. And we see them up around Baron again, so we're trying to hover in that area. And they pick up another dragon. I've lost dragon count at this point. They have 6 towers to our 3, but we're 2 kills up, and we're actually up in team gold. So we put ourselves in a much better situation. But again, patience. Patience is a virtue at this point. Force them to come and fight on our terms. Force them to gather up and come after us. By not allowing us to be seen, they don't know where we are. So they're hesitant to go in and try Baron as well. See, they keep hanging around here. This was to their detriment. They kept hanging around here. They kept, I don't know what they were thinking, trying to do Baron with just that, and Olaf wasn't even anywhere near. But they see us coming in and immediately break off. But you saw they kept hanging around here. They kept doing nothing. Well, my team kept, bopping back and forth, farming lanes, farming buffs, farming jungle creeps. So, we're slowly pulling our gold advantage ahead, little by little. See, we're still traveling as a group. We're still close enough to pick off Baron if they go for it, and they're basically, if you'll excuse the expression, they're dicking around so much that they end up losing their tower to creeps rather than go defend it. And Tarek's taken out our ward at Baron, but I'd say get another one over there. So they do, and interestingly enough, Tarek doesn't go after it, and Tarek does find Sona, but he's not going to do anything except be a little annoying. And I'm not sure what Olaf's thinking. I guess they're going to actually start Baron. But again, we're all here. And so I'm telling my team, go for it. Let's go. Go around, go around, go around. And we're going to end up with a nice little fight over here. Unfortunately, that ulti only caught Olaf. But Olaf's already really low, so they're at a major detriment. And I grabbed Talon, and down goes Olaf to my slash while I'm grabbing Talon. And you can see, Draven has just been hitting me, which really is a detriment to him, as Elise falls down there to Ezreal. And there we go, Draven goes down now. And I do finally fall, but there we go, triple kill for Ezreal as we completely ace them out. Unfortunately, there's not enough of us to take Baron because I went down and everyone else is badly hurt. But, Draven focused me. He was constantly hitting me. Alright? Yeah, Draven has pretty good items here. But, I've got a lot of health right now. I've got over 4,000 health. I've got a ton of armor. And thanks to this, we managed to take their turret and their inhibitor, and now we've really put them on their heels. And Ezreal decides to go one more and get the tower. Wait, slow down, slow down. As he's being chased by Olaf, his health is very low. Misses the axe throw, but Olaf is going to continue to pursue and actually ends up dying. How foolish do you feel now? And he manages to get away, so they put themselves down Olaf, and they end up dying because of it. And I'm thinking, you know what? Olaf's down, and he's down for a while. We could do Baron right now. And at first I was hesitant, but then Cass went in, and that helped make up my mind. And Ezreal wants to arcane shift over the wall rather than walk around, which would be faster. But there we go. We pick up Baron before they can get in, and Talon, poor Talon. You got to see that. Not sure what he was thinking. We had already got Baron. I guess he figured his team was going to engage. But no, we have an Oracle, so we can see where he's going. And too many ultis right there. But there's the Wukong ulti, which is really going to put them in a bad way. And there we go. Double kill for Wukong. And that is pretty much the beginning of the end right there. We picked up Baron. We've picked off Talon, who's their biggest threat. And we picked off Elise. So we're just going to push to win here. Again, what won it for us? Well, a couple bad choices on their part. Number one, engaging. Yep, there we go. Another one goes down. They still got a lot of time before anybody comes up, and they're going to drive Draven off. I'm just going to continue to hit the Nexus, but engaging us on that Baron with Talon really screwed them over at the end. They might have been able to defend and extend the game longer, and who knows what could have happened. But they decided to engage us, at least Talon did, and that cost them the game after we had gotten Baron for the second time. So, what can I say? Being patient, grouping up, not walking into bushes alone, not being alone, forcing them to come and fight on our terms, and the fact that we had a very CC heavy team and was really, really good for getting in there and brawling it out. Plus we had a tank and an off tank. If you look, I went full tank as Skarner. To be the initiator. But Wukong as well, he's got the Sunfire Cape, he's got a Frozen Mallet, so he can also deal damage, so he's a tanky bruiser. So we have a tank and an off tank. If you look over at their team, they only have one tank, and that's Olaf, and even then, he's not very tanky. Look at the items he has. He's got the Ravenous Hydra, he's only got Shirelia's Reverie and the Frozen Mallet for health. He's got no armor. He's got no magic resist. So he's not very tanky. And Elise, I'm not exactly sure what she was going for. I don't know how well the Iceborne Gauntlet works on her. And a Giant's Belt towards the end. The only other real tank they have is Taric. But Taric, you can ignore him. He hit somebody with one stun. You can ignore him. Having Taric as your tank is not really a good idea. So all we had to worry about was Draven and Talon, and once we blew one of them down, that was pretty much the end of it. Not sure what Talon was doing going with the Ohm Wrecker. That to me is a wasted item on him. Great, get it for tower dive. Well, if you're gonna get it on your support, not on your burst assassin. But, pretty impressive there, Talon, with 314 CS. But Cass had 294, so it was not that far behind. And I actually was ahead of Wukong in CS, which I found interesting. But it was a long game, and I cannot tell you how draining it was. I can't give a better term other than emotionally. It was just very, very draining. To play that game. It was pretty intense, and I can't put across how intense it felt. But it was a lot of fun to play. It was one of the rare games where nobody was angry at anybody else for what had happened. Nobody complained, nobody yelled, nobody raged, nobody was being insulting or anything like that. It was just a fun game to play, and it's how League should be, not where League is. What else can I say? Until next time, folks, this is One Big Bug is signing out, and I'll see you then.